October 10th is about the corner, and there is nowhere to hide for Justice Omotoshos because the whole eyes of the world is already zooming in on the High Court in Abuja on that particular day. So Omotoshos, there is nowhere to hide for him on October 10th. The endless adjournments, the injustice and the interference will either disgrace itself on that day, or that thing that they have been doing, hiding, pretending, deceiving us in the past, on that October 10th, it will be clear for the whole world to see it clearly. But I know on October 10th, there is no place to hide for Justice Omotoshos on that day. In every democracy, the courts are supposed to be the last hope of the common man. But in Nigeria, where politics often bends the scales of justice, the hope has too often turned into despair. Few cases illustrate this painful reality better than the ongoing legal battle of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Ndigbo worldwide. At the center of this storm stands Justice Omotoshos, a judge whose name has become synonymous with adjournments, hesitations, and controversy. To Kanu and supporters, Omotoshos is not an impartial arbiter, but a tool in the hands of the government power, ensuring that justice remains suspended while Nnamdi Kanu languishes in detention. As the much anticipated October 10th hearing approaches, people are asking, is this still a court of law, or has it become a stage-managed theater where government interest dictates what happens in the court? For millions of Biafrans and sympathizers across the world, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is more than a man on trial. He is a symbol of self-determination, courage, and resistance against injustice. He has inspired passionate loyalty and equally passionate opposition. On the other side, in the eyes of many, stands Justice Omotoshos, a judge who should embody fairness, but who now appears to many as the villain of this unfolding drama. Every adjournment under his watch feels like a deliberate tactic to keep Nnamdi Kanu in perpetual detention, weakening the man without ever proving him guilty. This dynamic of hero versus villain is not just symbolic. It is the lived reality of every adjournment, every postponed decision, every ruling that seems to favor the government's position over justice. The courtroom under Omotoshos has become a graveyard of dates. Motion filed, to case adjourned, arguments raised, we adjourn the case, rights violations highlighted, adjourn the case again. That's what he keeps on doing. This has created a cycle where justice is promised but never delivered. Instead of a courtroom that moves towards resolution, Omotoshos' court appears to be engaged in a game of legal hide and seek. To Kanu supporters and Biafrans, this is not an accident. It is deliberate stalling, a calculated strategy to keep him in chains while the government claims it is respecting due process. The pattern is hard to ignore. Omotoshos' courtroom decisions often seem to align with what benefits Nigerian governments, benefiting them. Keeping Kanu detained despite questions of legality around the extraordinary rendition from Kenya. Repeatedly delaying rulings that could go against the government. Allowing a trial of endless postponements which weakens Kanu's morale and frustrates his legal team. These moves have fueled growing suspicion that Omotoshos is not acting independently but dancing to a government tune. In the eyes of many, he has crossed the line from judge to government proxy. Behind the legal jargon lies a human reality. Nnamdi Kanu has spent years in detention, cut off from family and friends, followers, and freedom. Each adjournment does not just delay justice, it extends his suffering. For his supporters and Ndi Igbo worldwide, this is a form of psychological torture, keeping a man in limbo, neither guilty nor free. It is also a deliberate political strategy. Weaken the leader. Just weaken the leader of the group. Keep weakening him. Frustrate the movement that he has, that he leads, and silence his message. That is the strategy. But history has shown that such tactics often backfire, turning prisoners into martyrs and trials into symbols of resistance. Now, all eyes now turn to October 10th. The possibilities are stark. What may happen on that day? 1. There could be another adjournment. This is the most predictable outcome, reinforcing the belief that Omotoshos is simply buying time for the government. 2. There may be a harsh ruling, denying Kanu relief and tightening government control. Also, it may be a shock decision, a possible ruling in Kanu's favor that could shake the political establishment. The fear among many is that Omotoshos will once again choose the path of delay. That is our fear, confirming suspicions that his courtroom has become an extension of government chambers rather than a temple of justice. We hope that will not be the case. This trial is about far more than one man. It is a test of whether Nigeria's judiciary can stand independently of political pressure. If Omotoshos continues to stall this case, it reinforces the view that Nigerian courts are compromised, unable to act against the state, a toothless bulldog. If Kanu is denied justice, it deepens the wounds of marginalization felt by millions in the Southeast. Sure. If bold action is taken, and if Nnamdi Kanu is released, it could restore some faith in the idea that courts can check government excesses. But as things stand now, Justice Omotoshos appears to many as a villain in the service of power rather than a guardian of justice. The endless postponements have already created a powerful narrative that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner, held not by the strength of evidence, but by the weakness of Nigeria's justice system. For Ndi Igbo, every adjournment strengthens our conviction that the judiciary has been captured. For the government, each delay offers a breathing space. But for history, the question is clear. Who will be remembered as the defender of justice, and who is its betrayer? Whatever happens on October 10th, the truth remains. History will not be kind to those who twisted justice for political convenience. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like Mandela before him, may endure imprisonment, but imprisonment has never silenced the truth. It has only amplified it. As for Omotoshos, his legacy is being written in every adjournment, every hesitation, every decision that favors power over principle. In the eyes of many, he has already chosen his side. Only time will tell what side that is. Nigeria stands at a crossroad. The judiciary can either be remembered as a beacon of courage or as a dark room where justice was smothered by politics. On October 10th, Omotoshos will not just be ruling on a case, he will be ruling on his own place in history. And history, unlike court dates, does not adjourn. Does not adjourn. History does not adjourn. History does not adjourn. It's a pity that a country like Nigeria has captured all other arms of government. In Nigeria, only one arm of government is in charge, and that is the executive arm. And what it does is just to make other arms an extension of its rule. Both the assembly and the judiciary kneel down and worship and bow to obeisance to the executive. That is why the judiciary in Nigeria is suffering, is bleeding, is crying. This is a very simple case that the justice system should handle according to their own power and according to the evidence brought to them. But no, not in Nigeria. They will find a way to interfere with every case that comes on their table. And tomorrow they'll start crying that Nigeria is not working. They'll start crying that the country is not good when it doesn't favor them. So tell me, 6 courts have declared Nnamdi Kanu free. But still, Nigerian government has found a way to interfere and making judiciary still keep trying him. What judiciary is trying Nnamdi Kanu? Is it not the same judiciary that has found him innocent? That's the same judiciary that are still undergoing trial with him again. What kind of sense? Make sense out of it for me, please. Make sense out of make sense out of this, that the same judiciary that has found him innocent is still the same judiciary that are still trying him. How does this work? Can someone just pinch me? Maybe I'm sleeping. October 10th, there is no hiding place for anybody. That is the day that we have to show who we really are. That is the day everybody will show who they really are. That's the day the world will see us, will see what country Nigeria has turned to be. A country does not go down because of economic problems. A country goes down because of justice problems. Because when there's no justice in the country, what you have is a jungle. And it doesn't matter of time before a collapse or a failed state arises. This is the message today. October 10th, set Nnamdi Kanu free. History will remember you for this. Till I see you next video. Peace.